Hello, and welcome back to the Monsters Miss Mayhem podcast. After our 1 month break for the holidays in December, we're picking
Mm-hmm.
back up.
Mm-hmm.
Take the lead, Chaotic.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Isn't that the new thing for the new season?
This has been lies and slander. No.
Oh, well, if you're not going to take the lead,
Uh-huh.
I got a simple question for you.
Sure.
Have you ever worried about your cat raising you from the dead?
No, but that would be so interesting. Continue.
Well, our monster or monsters today is the Bakeneko and the Nekomata, which are cat yokai from Japan. I'm sure you've seen examples of them before, as they are fairly common in most media. Have you ever seen a cat walking on its two hind legs?
I can't say I have actually. I've seen them sitting on them, like when they sit up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in media.
No, I don't think so.
You haven't seen the anime or video games?
Um, no, I don't. I really do not think. I mean, okay, so does like tigers and stuff count?
Yep.
Like different kinds of cats? Then yeah, I mean, I watch Beastars. I was thinking like house cat, like I don't know if I've ever watched anything where house cats walk on their hind legs.
What about the Pokemon Meowth?
I don't count Meowth. He's cat like, but he ain't no cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that I could keep him as a pet. I think he'd be a dick. Which I guess there are cats out here that are house cats that are dicks.
And so is the Nekomata sometimes.
Oh, it's fantastic. Cat like behavior on brand.
So the Nekomata is always a dick. He is always the malevolent one.
That's hilarious.
A Bakeneko is not.
A Bakeneko. Listeners are
Bakeneko?
going to have a time with that.
Yeah, it's Bakeneko.
Okay, so Baki instead of Baka.
Yeah, not
I
fool
guess.
cat.
Well, but could it be a fool?
I mean, there's all sorts of cats,
Exactly.
so. But Bakeneko translates to monster cat or ghost cat, while
That's interesting.
Nekomata translates to forked cat.
Forked cat?
Yes.
What the f is forked about it?
Its tail.
It's what?
Its tail.
Oh. I was like, is this cat just walking around in half?
A Nekomata always has two tails. So that's the real difference that you can tell between a Bakeneko and a Nekomata. The easiest way is they'll have two tails. So the Bakeneko, they both look like ordinary house cats and or bigger cats.
Interesting.
But they can also, they both have the ability to shapeshift, where they can take their disguise of their owner and or just people.
Hmm.
The Nekomata is usually perceived to be more intelligent than most Bakeneko, as it is usually deceives humans into usually eating them,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the Nekomata's main diet is mainly humans, while the Bakenekos is not quite as human based.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like a stair step almost as the Bakeneko, and then it'll turn into a Nekomata once it gains enough intelligence. But would you like to know where they come from?
Yes.
So they come from regular house cats.
You know what? I should have known it was those fuckers.
Uh-huh. So if it is said that if a house cat lives long enough, over 13 years, it is said to change into a Bakeneko. Also, it has to grow over a certain size, over 3.75 kilograms,
Okay.
which is roughly, for the American listeners,
Mm-hmm.
8 pounds.
Oh my.
Roughly 8 pounds if you had an 8-pound cat.
That's really not hateful. I was expecting something drastic.
You can also usually tell if your cat is beginning to change into a Bakeneko if it starts to lick a lot of lamp oil.
Lick a lot of lamp oil? Is that what you just said?
Yep.
Lick lamp oil.
Yeah.
All right.
Because back in the day, lamp oil used to be fish oil.
Ah, that's fair. I forgot.
Most people don't use oil for lamps anymore.
True. Very true. I'm sure it's not an abandoned art, but it's probably not common.
Mm-hmm. Also, it is said if the tail of your cat grows exceptionally long, it'll then transform or split into two and become a Nekomata. So this led to the tradition in Japan to bob the cat's tail.
Okay.
So a lot of cats then had their tails bobbed due to this superstition.
Interesting. I don't think I ever knew that they bobbed like all the cat's tails.
Mm-hmm. They were worried about them transforming into yokai.
That, that makes sense because yokai be everywhere.
Yeah. See, so when I said, remember when I said Bakeneko weren't really the malevolent ones?
Uh huh.
So if their owner takes care of them well, sometimes they will kind of bring good fortune upon their owner.
Ooh.
And then they're kind of known as Monaki Neko,
Okay.
which is the, you've probably seen it. It's in most restaurants, the cat with the paw up.
That's hilarious. One of my favorite games I'm playing on Switch right now is Meneko's Night Market, and it's all about cats.
Uh-huh.
And it has like the lucky cat and stuff in it. I didn't even put two and two together with the way you were saying things until just now.
Yeah, so they're a type of Bakeneko, which I didn't really get much. I think they have enough info to be their own separate episode.
Uh huh.
But yeah, so like the Bakeneko is the first form, and then they kind of split off into those two, or they both. That's what it kind of
Mm
seems like from my research. They can both, the Bakeneko and the Nekomata
hmm. Mm hmm.
can both have fires, like little fireballs float around their tails. They can
Okay.
control ghosts. Uh, they can summon ghostly fireballs, which may or may
Interesting.
not start house fires.
Right. That would be pretty intense. Which may or may not start house fires. Love that.
Which this also could have been happening because they were licking the lamp oil and their tail caught on fire.
Uh huh. Yeah. I mean, ow. Have you seen that video of the lady whose cat's tail accidentally caught on fire in the candle?
I think I have.
The
It was
cat
on the
was
internet.
so calm. The cat was just like, "Oh no, I'm on fire."
You can sit and burn your hair and stuff off before it reaches your skin. It'll.
Yeah, but he was just sitting there watching, like vibing, like, "Oh, there's no panic at all."
Mhm. So I open flames and cats. You hear that, Ruby?
Yeah. Be aware.
It is also said that they both have the ability to reanimate fresh corpses and use them like puppets for their own nefarious purposes.
Oh, I take it back. I no longer want them to do that. I couldn't imagine being my cat's puppets. They would murder me. I'd only get fit. I'd only feed them.
You'd only feed them?
They'd be like, feed me right now. That's all they'd use me for. I would
Yeah.
sleep every other second of the day, but the second they wanted food.
Uh, that'd probably be what the Bakeneko uses you for, is
Mm-hmm.
just food. Sometimes they usually just eat you as well, then take your form. The Nekomata, they're the nefarious ones. They'll
Mm-hmm.
control your corpse and use you to blackmail other people and to enslave other humans.
Mm-hmm.
It is also said the most dangerous of the Nekomata are the big cats. They're able to shapeshift into lions and leopards,
Yeah.
tigers, and they live out in the mountains.
This is a very cute little monster. I feel like I would fall prey to this monster. Feel like I'd be like, oh, it has chosen me. And then I would,
Especially if a Bakoneko comes up and does the Bakoneko dance in front of you.
oh my gosh, I'd be dead.
Because the Bakoneko, it likes to dress up as a human when cat form. So it'll be on its two hind legs, and it'll have a towel wrapped around their head, and it'll do a little Bakeneko dance,
I
which
love
it'll just
this.
dance around merrily.
Now, here's another question though. Do they like to be kept as pets? Since they were from house pets, like house cats?
It varies story to story. If they're, I think it's how they're kept. If they're kept nice, then yes.
Uh huh.
But if not, then they probably want to take revenge.
Uh huh.
So treat your cats right.
True that.
That's kind of all the information I have about them.
Oh, well, it was a lot of really cute information that I would absolutely love.
They kind of remind me of the Palicos. Yeah, from Monster Hunter.
Ooh, I've never actually watched slash played Monster Hunter. I know that's a sin, but
Well, would you like to move on to media?
yes, I would like to move to media.
Well, most Japanese things have Nekomatas or Bakenekos in them, especially if they talk about yokai,
Mm
such as Yokai Watch,
hmm. Mm.
even Naruto Shippuden,
Ooh.
Matabi, which is a two-tailed beast, is a cat with two tails. It's big and blue. Then a newer anime that has one
Mm
in it is a terrified teacher at ghoul school.
hmm. Mm.
One of the students is a Nekomata.
Interesting.
I
Mm
believe even Yu-Gi-Oh has some cards that depict a Nekomata. I just don't remember them off the top of my head.
hmm.
And I would consider Meowth and the Palicos as Bakanekos, being single-tailed and walking on two hind legs and intelligent.
Highly intelligent.
Oh, another big cat that walks on its hind legs and intelligent
Uh huh.
that I think you'd like this anime
Okay.
is the masterful cat is depressed again today.
That's actually fantastic.
It's a little black cat that was saved by its human, but is also a super neat freak and cleans the uh, owner's apartment and stuff for her,
Interesting.
and also cooks and becomes like Barney sized. Well, then,
Mm hmm.
I guess it's on to Mayhem.
Yes. I would like to say that before we move on to Mayhem, I think that Meneko's Night Market is going to be a media of it.
Yes, it probably is.
I need to look into that more. It's a very fun game. I enjoy it a lot.
Oh, it's on Steam too. Mineko's Night Market is.
Ooh, interesting. It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, I mean, imagine what's that? There's a cat phone game. I think it also has them
Talking
in
Tom.
too. No, not that one. Where it's like cats become like tanks and cat. It's like a cat warfare game.
Oh, I don't know. I have a bunch of cat games. I have the one where you collect all the different kinds of cats, and then my kids have played Talking Tom before. They don't anymore, but
Yeah, I think it's the one where you collect all the cats.
I love collecting the cats. But I haven't seen any like warfare ones.
I might be mistaken. I
Okay.
wonder if there's any two-tailed cats in Animal Crossing.
I don't know. Stray feels like a good video game to compare it to, but they never walk on their feet. They're just like very self aware cats. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like the robotic people are allowed to, like they can communicate with them and stuff.
maybe they're on their way to become Bakanekos.
Maybe. I guess you never know. So moving on to actual mayhem now. What are your thoughts? You think they'd be very chaotic in this modern day society?
I think so because I think people would be obsessed with them.
Well, yeah, that's true. It would definitely be an issue in that sense.
We'd probably have to save them from Elon Musk and his Catgirl
Not
projects.
like this. Not the name drop.
But being able to shapeshift and catch things on fire, and I think that occasionally eating people can get let down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Just feed them something different.
Yeah.
Most modern media nowadays doesn't really show them as malevolent either.
Mm-hmm.
just like in A Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School, the
Mm-hmm.
Nekomata in there isn't really bad. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
cat.
But it's cats are assholes though. So like,
This is true. Most cats are.
mm-hmm.
We'd probably be building statues and stuff to them, like in
Oh,
ancient Egypt.
for sure. So in Meneko's night market, actually, there's a giant cat statue you go to at the beginning of the game to collect a piece of paper,
Yeah.
and the cat is somewhat evil because there's like FBI agents and stuff looking for it. It's actually pretty funny.
Is it tax evasion?
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. It's very cute. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'm interested. I would love for you to play this game and tell me how much it relates.
I have to look into getting it for the Switch. I also
Yeah.
got to get Loki recommended Okami,
Oh, interesting.
which I think there might be a Bakeneko in there. I think that's why Loki
Recommended it?
recommended it. Yeah, one
Interesting.
of the levels. Yeah, but I think their chaos would be high.
Yeah, but like if it's us collecting them though, isn't it chaos from us? So what about like them as just a creature? You know what I mean?
I mean, if they're trying to stay hidden, yeah, I think they could probably stay hidden fairly well,
Mm-hmm.
transforming into your loved ones. Like, one could be your husband, you don't know about it.
Mm.
Then he just disappears, or you find his bones,
Yeah, you're right. It could be pretty fucking crazy.
or the house just randomly catches on fire.
That would be terrifying. Explaining all the house fires.
Yeah, or there's zombie babysitters.
Mm-hmm.
The reanimated corpses thing might be a bit much. Maybe that's how all the Call of Duty games get zombies. Maybe it's just a bunch of cats reanimating them. Which I just remembered. Do you remember another monster we covered that gets reanimated due to a cat jumping over him?
Yes, but I could not tell you who. I do remember that being a thing though.
I believe it was the Jiangshi, the hopping vampire.
It does feel like you'd be correct. The one that has like 3 different forms?
Yeah, I think so. It
Yeah.
has the you May has the skin of in
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Apparently, cats like to hang out in cemeteries, which kind of makes sense. If that's where all the mice were, or just protein.
Yeah.
What do you think their chaos is?
I feel like it'd be fairly high. I would definitely be one of those people that wanted to keep one as a pet, and I'd end up dead or some shit. Yeah, I'd agree that their mayhem and like their general chaos would be fairly up there. But like if they wanted to stay hidden and stuff, I feel like they could do so successfully. I don't think they could make a huge wave if they didn't want to.
Yeah,
What do you think about the university? Would you put them anywhere?
stealth class 101.
Stealth class 101.
How to blend in with humans.
I think they'd be great oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? Oh my gosh, what is the name of those? Base jumping teachers? Because they always land on their feet. Or parkour, they'd be like
Oh yeah, parkour. Yeah,
yeah, parkour teachers.
you gotta have some fun.
Yeah,
You could also have a Bakeneko or Nekomata for at least 13 years before they change into their yokai form.
that's true.
That's all I can really think of for their mayhem.
Well, I think it's pretty good. I think we're pretty spot on.
Yeah.
General cat mischief.
I think all of our wild cats that live in alleyways and stuff might form street gangs,
True. You have a real cat gang problem.
and that will drive the prices of catnip up.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder if catnip works on them because they're yokais.
I don't know. I bet it does. I would probably bet that it does.
Everybody has to put catnip around their doors and stuff to prevent or tell if their guest is a yokai.
That would be great. You walk out, your guest is just on the floor, fucking foot kicking the fucking catnip rug.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so you weren't gonna tell me, huh?
Hmm. Rubbing all up in it.
It'd be fucking hilarious, to be honest.
With that, thank our patrons of Mondi, Ruby, and Mage.
Mm-hmm. Our wonderful beans. Oh, I found such a pretty edition of Under the Oak Tree, which I'm sure you probably got, Ruby. But it is at Barnes & Noble. It's very pretty. It made me think of Ruby today.
I got her one from Walmart, which I don't know which edition that
Was
is.
it pretty art on the front? Like manga-looking nature art?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a tree and a.
Yeah, like a really pretty lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. But I just wanted to say that because it made me think of Ruby today. And I love Ruby a whole lot. And I'm very proud of her for going to see Nosferatu in theaters.
Uh, she didn't like it.
Yeah, it was unsettling for
Yeah.
sure. That's all she kept saying. She was like, it was so unsettling. It was so uncomfortable.
Did you tell her that it was based on Dracula?
She didn't ask, and I wasn't going to explain. I also told her that the whole point of it was that he's supposed to be creepy. Because vampires are not to be romanticized; they're sadistic fucks.
Yep.
But we romanticize them because monster fuckers. But yeah, no, I was very happy that she just went to go see anything remotely creepy in theaters because she doesn't do scary. Yeah, it was Ruby. If you're listening, it's it's the first. It's based off the actual other movie Nosferatu. That was one of the first ever illegally made movies that was pretty tightly based off of Bram Stoker's original Dracula and the actual case of Dracula. Some of the scenery that they used was both from the actual Transylvanian castle and from the home in which Dracula was locked up for a time while awaiting his court date. So it's very cool, very historic. Like it, or I will cut you.
It was so close to Dracula that Bram Stoker's wife sued for copyright.
Correct. It was literally based off of it was illegally made. I mean, they literally illegally made it because they wanted a Dracula version so bad. So yeah. Very awesome. Very cool. Very great movie. And Lily Rose Depp is fantastic in it, and I fucking love Bill Skarsgård. What a fucking amazing actor. It was great. 10 out of 10 go see. If nobody listening to this has seen it yet, please go see it. If you like gothic horror and or gothic romance, dark romance, it's fantastic. If you like Victorian gothic anything, it's fantastic.
I'll have to add it to the list.
To your 50 billion mile long list, yes.
Yeah.
The only chaotic news I have is we are getting ready to host the Chaos by Campfire tourney. It will be in February. I cannot remember the exact day right now. It's all over my X and Discord. Please, if you should so be inclined, you should check it out, sign up. We still need some substitutes. I'll keep the signups open through the end of this week, and then I'll be making the Discord. So if you would like to, if you have any interest in it, if you'd like to play DBD, please feel free to join. Other than that, there is no chaotic news. I will be trying to stream still Sunday through Wednesday, when I can and as I can. Other than that, that'd be it. But we do have a tournament coming up, so it's gonna be really exciting. It's our mix-up team tourney, and everybody always has fun. It's been a lot of people's first kind of DBD tourney too. It's very beginner friendly, user friendly. It's very beginner friendly. And we have a lot of fun. Oh, and I will be hosting more D&D sessions via mental Miracle Workers Alliance for mental health charity and stuff. We haven't gotten our 501c3 yet to be approved, so we're not raising money at this moment in time, but we are spreading awareness and still trying to do the things we can. So I'll be hosting those, I'm hoping, once a month. If you guys would like to participate, whether beginner or seasoned, you are more than welcome to. I think we're going to make them one shots to start out with instead of one big campaign because a lot of people can't come into campaigns all the time. Other people will be DMing. It will not just be me. We'll be trading out a lot. If that's something you're interested in or interested in trying, please reach out. I think you would enjoy it a lot. So that would be all of my announcements.
As for show news, this is our 111th episode. That's a lot of monsters we've done. If anybody would like to suggest a monster I got a list already made still. After our break, I went through and remade the list. If there's any you'd like to see first, please just comment on the Spotify or YouTube, wherever you're listening, or Apple, and or just get a hold of us on X, Blue Sky. Those are the two main ones. Instagram. There's now an Instagram. I shall be trying to post more on there this year, and in the Discord, which most of those links will be below in the description. Some episodes this year will be monster related, but they will be story based, as I'm trying to get some filler episodes of just us, me and a guest, or Chaotic and a guest, writing stories and then reading them about monsters.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun. I already got one done with Bird about goblins and a goblin horror story.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be like a Kappa Western.
Yes. Please don't, but yes.
Be just interesting filler stuff for whenever we can't quite get together at sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess with that, if Chaotic has nothing more,
I do not.
we shall kick it off with Chaotic's outro.
Do-do-do. Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter, following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem we might get into.